How to set a SMART goal to become highly successful in life. SMART is an acronym that represents a framework for creating effective goals. It stands for 5 qualities your goals should have. They should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. The SMART method is one of the most popular and effective tools for creating realistic and achievable goals. You might be at the helm of a 300-person organization, or you might be a small business entrepreneur. Or, you might be somebody who simply wants to shed 20 pounds. Regardless, learning how to set SMART goals can improve your chances of success. This video will talk about why goals do matter, and will give you a clear, specific plan for setting a SMART goal, whether they are personal or business that work time and time again. How goals lead you to success. If you do not have any goals, you drift. You get pushed and pulled in all sorts of directions by your work, your colleagues, your friends and your family. Often, these directions are not the direction you want to go in, and you end up right back where you started, or worse, in a place you never wanted to be in the first place. Just about anything you want to achieve in life, making a plan and a goal to achieve it, is the only way you will make progress, and give yourself a chance to achieve it. Goals give you a direction, they give you a purpose to wake up in the morning. They help you to see things from a completely different, and more positive perspective. Why most people fail to achieve their goals. Setting and achieving goals is not easy, many people fail. A study by Scranton University found that, only 8% of those who set New Year goals actually achieve them, meaning 92% who set New Year goals fail. Why is that? The problem is that many people see goals, such as New Year resolutions, as hopes and wishes. They hope they will lose some weight, they wish to start their own business, or they hope to get a better job. The problem with hoping and wishing for something is there is no plan, no purpose and no time frame set for achieving the goals. Once these hopes and wishes come face to face with the realities of daily life, they soon dissolve into lost hope and wishful thinking. So in order to really achieve something, you need a concrete goal. A SMART goal is a good one. Setting your SMART goal. The foundation of all successfully accomplished goals is the SMART goal. Originally conceived by George Doran in a paper he wrote in 1981, called, "There's a Smart Way to Write Management's Goals and Objectives." This formula has been used in various forms ever since. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, assignable, realistic and time-related. It has been used by corporations and individuals, to achieve their goals and objectives and is a formula that, on the whole, works well. The strength of SMART goals is that, they set a clear path to achieving goals, and they have a clear time frame in which to achieve them. Let's take a look at these in a little more detail. 1. Making your goal specific. Your first step in any goal-setting framework must be to decide what it is you hope to achieve. Try not to be too general and make sure that you are making the goal for yourself, not to impress someone else. Whether your goal is long-term or short-term, most people start out with only a general idea of what they want. You move from the general to the specific by adding details and defining your terms. For example, maybe your initial goal is be healthier. Knowing that will be your basis for creating a more specific goal. The second step is to determine who is involved. A good way to make certain your goal is specific enough, is to answer the 5 W questions. Who, what, when, where, and why. Start by asking who is involved. Typically goals will center around you. But, some goals will require you to work with or for others. Example. Losing weight will naturally be you, but you may realize you need help of a nutritionist, a walking partner, and the support of your spouse to see it through. And the last step is to determine where this will happen. Identify a location in which you will do the work of striving for your goal. If you want to lose weight, you could exercise at work, going for a walk during lunch hour, at home, doing a home body weight workout or using weights, and at a gym. Where can be physical or virtual, such as online. For instance, it does not matter if you find a date, by meeting prospective matches, by first meeting them online or in real life. 2. Making your goal measurable. Your task now is to establish a criteria for success. This will make it easy to track your progress and know when you have achieved your goal. Your criteria can be quantitative numbers based, or descriptive based on describing a certain outcome. When possible, put concrete numbers in your goals. This way you'll know without question if you're falling behind or if you're on track. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, you might make your goal quantitative, by saying you want to lose 30 pounds. Knowing your existing weight, it will be easy to determine when you've met your goal. A descriptive version of this goal might be, I want to be able to put on a pair of jeans I wore 5 years ago. Either way, your goal is measurable. Having measurable goals makes it easy to determine if you are making headway. For example, if your goal is to lose 20 pounds, and you've lost 18, you know you're almost there. On the other hand, if a month has passed, and you've only lost a pound, this might signal that it's time to change your strategy. Keep a journal. This is a great way to keep track of the efforts you've made, the results you've seen, and your feelings about the process. Aim to write in it for about 15 minutes a day. This can help you keep things in perspective, and can also release stress you might be feeling about your efforts. 3. Making sure the goal is attainable. You want to make sure that the goal you have set can actually be achieved. Otherwise, you may become discouraged. Consider the restraints and obstacles you've identified, and whether you'll be able to overcome them. To achieve any goal, you will face challenges. The question to consider here is whether it's reasonable to think you'll be able to accomplish the goal in the face of these challenges. Be realistic about the amount of time you have to devote to your goals, as well as your personal background, knowledge, and any physical limitations. Think about your objective realistically, and if you do not think you can reasonably achieve it given your current life situation, set a new one that is attainable for you in the present. For example, imagine your goal is to lose some weight. If you can commit even a small amount of time to exercise each week, and are willing to make some dietary changes, losing 20 pounds in 6 months is probably achievable. Losing 50 pounds might or might not be, especially if there are obstacles that could prevent you from exercising regularly. It's a good idea to write down all the foreseeable constraints you face as you make this assessment. This will help you develop a complete picture of the task you face. Once you've considered the challenges you face, and your level of commitment, adjust your goal as necessary. If you decide your existing goal is achievable, you can move on to the next step. But, if you conclude that it's not really a reasonable goal, consider revising it. This doesn't mean you have to give up altogether. It just means adjusting your goal to fit your reality. 4. Making your goal relevant. Closely related to a goal's attainability is its relevance. This is the R in SMART. The question to ponder here is whether this goal will be fulfilling for you as individual. This is a moment to revisit the why question. Ask yourself whether this goal will truly fulfill your desires, or if there's a different goal that's more important to you. For example, imagine you are considering what you want to do after high school. You might be capable of getting your medical degree at a large, prestigious university. The goal is achievable for you. But, if your goal is to be a Broadway dancer, it does not matter what you could do. Getting into a pre-med program will hinder your dance career, and you would not succeed in the medical field, either. If you decide your goal is relevant, and will work well with your other plans, you can move on to the last step. If not, you'll need to make some more revisions. When in doubt, go with what you're passionate about. A goal that you care deeply about will be both more relevant and achievable than one you're only sort of interested in. A goal that will fulfill your dreams will be much more motivating and worthwhile to you. 5. Making the goal time-bound. This means your goal should have a deadline, or there should be a date set for completion. Setting a timeline for your goal helps you identify and stick to the specific actions that you need to take to work towards that goal. It removes the nebulous "sometime in the future" quality that goal setting sometimes encourages. When you don't set a timeline, there is no internal pressure to accomplish the goal, so it can often end up on the back burner. Especially if your goal is very long-term, it can be useful to break it up into smaller goals. This can help you measure your progress and make it manageable. For example, if your goal is to lose 20 pounds in the next 5 months, you would set a benchmark goal of about 1 pound a week. This is less daunting and creates an incentive for consistent effort, rather than a big push to lose weight during the last couple of months. You can get an app that tracks your diet and exercise, to make sure you're taking the necessary steps to reach your goal every day. And, if this turns out to be too much for you, you can go back and revise the goal to make it more achievable. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe us for upcoming videos.